As India preps for One Nation, One Election bill, what are the potential benefits and drawbacks? The One Nation, One Election bill, which the centre plans to introduce, will streamline the electoral process so that polls for the Lok Sabha and state assemblies can be coordinated jointly. As per common knowledge, India holds national elections for the Lok Sabha and state legislatures every 5 years. In addition to this, elections for several state assemblies are held separately, placing a significant load on the economy of our country. Currently, because these elections are usually held at various times, the nation experiences many election cycles or phases each year. In order to organize all elections on the same day during a single cycle, One Nation, One Election is in the priority list of the government. However, it has both benefits and drawbacks. The key benefits of One Nation, One Election include: One Nation, One Election will reduce the costs associated with holding elections. Separate elections would incur significant costs that would strain our county's economy. As per the data available, a whopping 60,000 crore was spent on the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. If things continue in this way, the economy and development of our country will suffer. We can protect the economy of the nation by implementing a single election cycle. The requirement to use the administrative and security forces frequently during multiple election cycles diminishes productivity with fewer significant results and raises expenditures. Therefore, one election can fix this issue. We've all seen firsthand how election protocols and the implementation of model codes of conduct have an impact on people's socio-economic well-being, since they prevent the launching of new welfare projects and schemes. People encounter issues when trying to access or utilize certain benefits or facilities intended for them. However, a single election will guarantee the continuity and efficient operation of various welfare schemes and projects. The government has to commit a significant amount of personnel to ensuring free and fair elections throughout the nation. By actively including people in the process, it allocates election-related duties to school and college teachers, staff and other government officials that interfere with their regular tasks. It also causes them to have to take time away from their daily tasks. The general public is inconvenienced by the usage of numerous public spaces such as schools, college buildings and infrastructures, and other locations for voting and other election-related activities. While schools and colleges are closed for elections and teachers remain occupied with election-related duties, the educational system is interrupted. The use of public transport for election purposes obstructs public communication. Numerous government offices, departments, and duties become temporarily dormant, inoperative, and inactive, which has an impact on people's daily life. Therefore, by holding only one election in one nation, all of these problems can be significantly decreased. Multiple election cycles provide opportunity and enough time for leaders of different political parties to slyly influence voters, who then become biased and select the undeserving candidates over the undeserving ones. Various illegal and unlawful practices are used to deceive the voters, either by giving out money or by making false promises. For our democracy, this is definitely not a good sign. The overall percentage of polling or voting turnout will rise after one election. The voters who work outside in remote locations or in other states will not have to travel frequently to cast their votes. At the same time, all the voters will find it easier to cast their votes for regional and national candidates in one go during one election cycle. With simultaneous elections, the government will be less burdened and more able to concentrate on good governance and general welfare of the populace. Despite having significant advantages, there are certain significant flaws in One Nation, One Election that need to be identified and examined. So let's highlight the drawbacks. Major drawbacks of One Nation, One Election include: elections for state assemblies and the Lok Sabha are frequently contested on numerous issues. While national parties emphasize national issues, regional parties emphasize local issues. Therefore, it's possible that local parties won't be able to adequately draw attention to local problems. In terms various promotional activities, election campaign spending and strategy, regional parties will not be able to compete with national parties. Consequently, numerous regional parties may oppose it. There is concern that local issues may be overshadowed by the national issues, which would have an impact on the outcomes of the state-level elections. Since local, regional parties may not get enough opportunities to promote themselves and draw attentions to the local issues properly. It may create political tiff among regional and local parties, for which regional parties may oppose this from the very beginning. Constitutional amendments are required for one nation, one election implementation, and state assemblies must then consider it. The term of Lok Sabha and that of state assemblies need to be coordinated and streamlined so that election to both can held within a given span of time. If elections are held concurrently, it is predicted that there is a substantial likelihood that voters will support the same party for both the state and the national government. It might have an impact on the regional fair voting process because voters may become confused due to clash or overlapping of local and national issues and concerns. Now that the advantages and downsides of one nation, one election have been highlighted, it is time to conduct additional study, evaluate the data, and solicit feedback from our voters, opposition party leaders, and local parties on how to implement the concept. Hence, let India decide whether it needs one nation, one election to be implemented or not.